In this class, we are going to discuss about problem solving techniques. Now, there are generally four techniques using using that we can solve the DC networks. The first is network reduction technique, second is division rules, then is star delta transformation, and the last is Cramer's rule. These techniques we can use to solve the DC networks. Considering one by one the network reduction technique, here we are considering the different elements are connected in series, parallel, or combination of series and parallel. These three elements can be reduced equivalent to a single element, equivalent R equivalent, and which is given by as R equivalent is equal to R1 plus R2 and R3. The total current in the circuit I is equal to V by R equivalent. If the elements are connected in parallel, then we can simplify this parallel combination. 1 by R equivalent is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3, and hence the resultant network will be R equivalent, given by R equivalent, and then I is equal to V by R equivalent. Now there is a third combination of the network is series parallel combination. These two elements are in parallel, whereas these two elements are in series. If we can reduce these two element parallel combination and then sum up with R1 and R2, then it will be the R equivalent, R1 plus R2 plus parallel combination of these two elements. These two are in parallel because at this junction this can be considered only one point. Instead of having these two, we are having this a single point. This is R3 and this is R4, and hence at this point these two elements are having different currents, and this is nothing but a junction. At this junction current is divided in these two elements, and hence these two elements are in parallel, and this parallel combination in series with R1 and R2. In that way we can calculate R equivalent. The resultant current of the circuit can be easily calculated. This network reduction technique is nothing but the series parallel or series parallel combination of DC networks. Now here we are having some examples for this network. If we are supposed to find out the current supplied by the battery, first of all we have to solve these two network, these two elements. These two elements are in parallel. The parallel combination of these two elements gives 3 ohm, and this 3 ohm will be now in series with this 5 ohm resistance. Taking the sum of these two resistances, then it will be 8 ohm, and this 8 ohm now it will be in parallel with 20 ohm. The parallel combination of 8 and 20 ohm will gives us 5.72 ohm, and this 5.72 ohm will be in series with this 5 ohm resistance, and hence we can calculate the total current supplied by the source. These two elements are 10.72, and the current I will be given as 75 divided by 10.72 ohm. This is the answer. This is ampere. This is the answer, and hence in this way, by reducing the network starting from last end to up to the first point of first near to the source, then this will gives us the total current supplied by the source. Now the another technique to solve the network is division rules. Sometimes instead of applying any other KVL KCL, we can simply calculate the current in two branches if total current of the branch is known to us. Now this current division rule is applicable to the two branches only. According to current division rule, one branch is the current in one branch is equal to the product of total current and the resistance of opposite branch divided by the sum of resistance. Suppose we want to find out I2, then I2 will be equals to total current supplied by the sources I, the total current multiplied by resistance of opposite branch, that is R1 divided by sum of resistance R1 plus R2. This is how we can calculate I2. Similarly, we can calculate I1. I1 will be equals to I1 in this path. I1 will be equals to total current I multiplied by resistance of opposite branch is R2 divided by sum of resistance R1 plus R2. We can calculate I, and this is I2. This is the current division rule. Now how to calculate this I? This I can be calculated by taking parallel combination of R1 and R2, then summing up with R, the total current can be calculated. Then finding out the current in these two branches R1 and R2, we can easily apply current division rule. Now R12 is calculated, then is calculated by taking equivalent resistance V by R equivalent, then it is V by R plus R12. Then we can, knowing the value of the total current in the circuit, we can calculate I1 and I2. I1 is equal to total current multiplied by resistance of opposite branch divided by sum of resistance. I2 is equal to total current multiplied by resistance of opposite branch divided by sum of the resistances. Now the voltage division rule. Voltage division rule is applied when the elements are connected in series. According to voltage division rule, the voltage across an element is the product of total voltage multiplied with that resistance of the element divided by the sum of resistance in the series path. Now in this case, if we want to find out voltage across R1, then first of all we have to calculate the current in the circuit. I is equal to V by R1 plus R2 plus R3. Then voltage V1 across this resistance R1 will be equals to V1 is equal to I into my R1, and I is nothing but V by R1 plus R2 plus R3 into my R1. Similarly, this is the voltage across V1. Similarly, we can find out voltage V2. V2 will be equals to V by R1 plus R2 plus R3 into my R2. And similarly, we can find out V3 is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3 is into my R3. And this is what the voltage division rule is. But before calculating this V1, V2, V3, we must know what is the current flowing in this circuit is. That current is calculated by reducing these three elements in series, connected in series, to the equivalent resistance, that is R equivalent, which is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. And here similarly, then we can find out V1, V2, V3 total current of the circuit multiplied with the resistance. This is total current of the circuit multiplied by the resistance. This is the total current of the circuit multiplied by the resistance. And it can be applied for any number of elements. Now another network solving technique is star delta transformation. In electrical system, as we know, the elements are connected in series. They may be connected in parallel, and sometimes there is a series parallel combination. We can have these two elements in parallel, whereas the third element is in series with the parallel combination of these two. But there is a situation when there is the connection is such that the elements neither in series nor in parallel. In that way, how we can solve this network? Then let me consider these are the network connection. In this case, we cannot say these resistors are series, or these two resistors are series in parallel. These two resistors are in series or parallel. Similarly, we cannot say these two resistors are in series or parallel, and these two resistors are in series or parallel. They make a combination in such a way that three elements either they are connected at a common point, or the three elements they are making a loop. And here, if these three elements are connected at a common point, then it is known as a star connection, because let it is R1, R2 and R3. These three elements are connected at a common point. This type of connection at this point is known as star connection. Whereas if these three elements are making a loop, and but they are neither in series nor in parallel, then this type of connection is known as delta connection. And hence, in some networks, when there is neither series or parallel combination are possible, then we can analyze the network using star delta transformation. Since it makes a star looks like a star, and hence it is known as star connection, and it creating a symbolic representation as delta, then it is known as delta connection. Now the star this network, when we can, if we can convert this delta into star or this star into a delta, the network will become series and parallel combination. How it is possible? If we can convert this delta into a star, then taking the 3 points, one point is this, second point is this, third point is these 2 points are common, we can convert this network equivalent to star. Then if this delta can be converted equivalent to star, then the network will become like that. These are the 2 points. This is the third point. One element is connected over here, another element is connected over here. This is third element. This delta is converted into this equivalent star connection at this point 1, 2 and 3. This delta is converted equivalent to this star connection, and hence now these two elements are in series. These two elements are in series. This third element is also in series with these two elements, and hence the resultant combination will become parallel. The parallel combination, on solving this parallel combination, that it will be in series with this element, and then we can easily find out R of this circuit across terminal A and B. Now this is known as transformation. Like we are having a source transformation, here we can have a star to delta and delta to star transformation. If you want to convert this delta into a star, then first we have considered the delta representation. There are three resistances: R delta 1, R delta 2 and R delta 3. These delta resistances now supposed to be represented equivalent to star, and here is R star 1, R star 2, R star 3. Now by having this delta connection, within this delta, if we are creating a star, then we can easily understand how this delta is converted into star connection. Now across terminal A, B and C, from if we look this network in across terminal A, B and C, for terminal AB, BC and CA, terminal A, B, B, C and C, A terminal. When the connection is in delta and when the connection is in star, these two must equivalent to each other. The resistance between terminal A and B when they are connected in delta is what? This resistance is across terminal A and B, whereas these two resistances are in series when it is looked from terminal A and B, and hence we can say R delta is in parallel combination with in series is in parallel with the series combination of R delta 2 and R delta 3, and this is the equivalent resistance in delta circuit. However, when we are looking the circuit in star point of view, this is an open circuit, and hence R star Y and R star 2 seems to be in series with each other, and hence we can say the series combination of R star 1 and R star 2 must equal to the parallel combination of R delta 1 and in parallel with R delta 2 and R delta 3, and equating these two. Similarly, for when the network is observed from terminal B and C, then it will be R star 2 and R star 3. These two resistance seems to be in series, and these from when looking from the delta point of view, these two are in series, whereas they are the series combination in parallel with delta 2, and hence the second combination will be this. And when we are looking network from A and C, A and C for delta and star both, then in case of star connection, the elements are R delta 1, R star 1 and R star 3. In case of delta connection, the elements are R delta 3, and which is in parallel with series combination of these two resistances, and hence the total resistance is this. On simplifying this network, then we are having a three equations: equation 1, equation 2 and equation 3. Now from this equation 1 and 2, if we can subtract equation 2 from 1, then we can find out R star 1 minus R star 3, and which is equals to this one. Similarly, if we are let this equation is 4. By having these three equations, first second is subtracted from first, then we are having a new equation that is 4. Now this adding 3 and 4, the resultant value of R star 1 can be calculated. R star 1 will be equals to R delta 1 into R delta 3 upon sum of delta resistances, which is when we are considering this network, the R star 1. R star 1 is this is R star 1. This is equivalent to this, and from this circuit we can easily analyze what is the value of this R star 1 is. R star 1 is the product of R delta 1 and R delta 3 divided by sum of resistance. Because this R star 1 is connected with R delta 1 and R delta 3, and hence the product of these two resistance divided by sum of all the resistance. Similarly, if we want to find out R star 2, then R star 2 will be equals to product of these two resistance divided by sum of resistance, and R star 3 R star 3 will be equals to product of these two resistance divided by sum of resistance. This is, we can calculate R star 2 product of R delta 1 and delta 2 divided by sum of resistance. R star 3 will be equals to product of R delta 2 into R delta 3 divided by sum of resistance. Here it can be generalized from this evaluation. The equivalent star resistance is equal to the product of two delta resistance connected to the same terminal divided by the sum of delta resistances. And hence we can say, if this net in this network, R delta 1 R delta 1 is equal to R delta 2 is equal to R delta 3, then the resultant value of star connected resistance will be one third of delta resistance, putting the value of R delta over here. Now this is how we can transform this delta connection equivalent to star connection. Now this star connection can be represented equivalent to delta connection. Now we are having these two equations, 5 and 6 and 7. These are the three new equations. Using these three equations, if we divide 5 and 6, and then the resultant value will be this one. Similarly, from rearranging this equation, we can find out R delta 3 in terms of star parameters. Now from equation 5 and 7, if we are dividing 5 and 7 and rearranging the same, then here we can calculate R delta 1. Now by having these R delta 1 and R delta 3, putting these values in equation 5 and rearranging the equation, then we can calculate R delta 2. R delta 2 will be equals to, on rearranging these equations, R star 2 plus R star 3, R star 3 is equal to plus R star 2 into R star 3 divided by R star 1. Similarly, when we rearranging and dividing and multiplying the equation 5, 6 and 7 and rearranging for delta 1, then delta 1 will be equals to R star 1 plus R star 2 plus R star 1 into R star 2 divided by R delta 3. And similarly R delta 3 will be equal to R star 1 plus R delta 3 plus R star 1 into R delta 3 upon R star 1 into R star 3 divided by R star 2. From this circuit diagram, we can easily observe that when this star is converted equivalent to delta, when this resistance delta, we want to find out this delta R delta 1. R delta 1 is connected across R star 1 and R star 2, and hence this is the sum of these two resistances plus the product of these two resistance divided by the third resistance. Here it can be easily observed that R delta 2 is equal to R star 2 into R star 3, and then plus the product of these two resistance divided by the third resistance. Similarly, we can calculate R delta 1, sum of the two star resistances across which this R delta 1 is connected, and the product of these two resistance divided by third resistance. And here also we can say the R delta 3 is equal to the sum of the resistance across which this delta resistance is connected plus the product of these two resistance divided by third resistance. Here in this case, again if we consider R star 1 is equal to R star 2 is equal to R star 3, then R delta will be equals to 3 times of R star, and hence we can say when star connection is represented equivalent to delta, then the delta value will be 3 times the star value. Now in a generalized case, if we want to define the equivalent delta resistance is the sum of two star resistances between the two terminals plus the product of the same two star resistances divided by the third resistance. This can be write in a generalized way as we are having in case of delta connections. Now let me consider a problem. In this network, this is a delta. However, this point creating a star, this point is also creating a star. Star and delta is always created by three elements, not a two or more than two, more than three elements. Even less than three element or more than three element cannot create star and delta. Only star and delta is possible when we are having only three elements. This network connection neither in series nor in parallel, and hence if we can convert this delta equivalent to star, then this network can be reduced. And if it is delta, this delta can be reduced equivalent to a star across terminal A, B and C. Then the network will be this. This is the equivalent network. Now in this network, some elements are in series and whereas some other elements in parallel. These two elements in series, suppose this is 10 ohm, this is 14 ohm, and these three elements are calculated, are obtained after converting this delta equivalent to star. This is R star 1, R star 2, this is R star 3. And how we calculated R star 1? R star 1 is equal to the, because R star 1 is connected between these two resistors, and hence it is the product of 4 into 5 divide 4 into 6 divided by sum of resistance in delta, 4 plus 6 plus 2. Similarly, R star 2 will be calculated. R star 2 is the element between these two resistances. It will be 4 into 2 divided by 4 plus 6 plus 2, sum of delta resistances. If you want to represent R star 3, R star 3 will be equals to the product of these two resistances, that is 6 into 2 divided by sum of resistances, 4 plus 6 plus 2, and hence the R star 1, R star 2 and R star 3 can be calculated. Now these two elements in series, this series combination is in parallel. This parallel combination will be in series with this element, and hence we can easily calculate resistance across terminal X and Y. R, X and Y can be easily calculated in this network. Now this is the solution of the same network. RA is considered as this resistance, this resistance, whereas RB is considered as this resistance, this RC is considered as this resistance. This is 1 ohm, and hence this delta, now we can remove this delta from here. The equivalent network will be this one, and these two elements, these two resistances are in series. These two resistances are now in series. This series combination is in parallel with each other, and these can be also simplified. The resultant value of this resistance is 8.234 ohms. Now the last reduction technique, network solving technique is Cramer's rule. In electrical system, whenever we are going to apply KVL and KCL, always there will be the linear equations, and these simultaneous equations. There may be two variable, three variable, and four variable, and so on. If there are two or more than two variables, we can apply this Cramer's rule. According to Cramer's rules, the unknown quantity I1, I2 and I3 can be calculated easily without going from the simultaneous solution of each and every equation. Here we can represent these three equations in matrix form, and this matrix is having constants x11, x12, x31, x21, x31, y12, y22, y32, z1 3, z2 3, z3 3, and I1, I2, I3 are the variables, and putting equals to the single column vector, that is v1, v2 and v3. Now we can calculate I1, I2 and I3 applying Cramer's rule. I1 will be equals to delta 1 upon delta. Delta 1 is nothing but the, when first column of this matrix is replaced by the right hand side, then it will give us the delta 1, determinant of this matrix. Similarly, when we want to find out delta 2, then the second column of this matrix is replaced by the right hand side, this one. Then the determinant of resultant matrix gives us a delta 2. Similarly, when we want to find out I3, then the third column of this matrix is replaced by the right hand side, and then determinant of this resultant matrix is delta 3, and hence delta 1, delta 2 and delta 3 is calculated, whereas delta is the determinant of original matrix, and then we can calculate I1, I2 and I3 without just multiplying multiplication and division using the recursive equations. We can directly calculate I1, I2, I3.